Reading from Psalm 40. I waited patiently for the Lord. He inclined to me and heard my cry. He drew me out from the desolate pit, out of the miry bog, and set my feet upon a rock, making my steps secure. He put a new song in my mouth, a song of praise to our God. Many will see and fear and put their trust in the Lord. Happy are those who make their trust in the Lord, who do not turn to the proud, to those who go astray after false gods. You have multiplied, O Lord my God, your wondrous deeds, and your thoughts towards us. None can compare with you. Were I to proclaim them, they would be more than can be counted. Sacrifice and offering you do not desire, but you have given me an open ear. Burnt offering and sin offering you have not required. Then I said, Here I am. In the scroll of the book it is written of me. I delight to do your will, O my God. Your law is within my heart. I have told the glad news of deliverance in the great congregation. See, I have not restrained my lips, as you know, O Lord. I have not hidden your saving help within my heart. I have spoken of your faithfulness and your salvation. I have not concealed your steadfast love and your faithfulness from the great congregation. Do not, O Lord, withhold your mercy from me. Let your steadfast love and your faithfulness keep me safe forever. For evils have encompassed me without number. My iniquities have overtaken me until I cannot see. They are more than the hairs of my head, and my heart fails me. Be pleased, O Lord, to deliver me. O Lord, make haste to help me. Let all those be put to shame and confusion who seek to snatch away my life. Let those be turned back and brought to dishonor who desire my hurt. Let those be appalled because of their shame who say to me, Aha, aha. But may all who seek you rejoice and be glad in you. May those who love your salvation say continually, Great is the Lord. As for me, I am poor and needy, but the Lord takes thought for me. You are my help and my deliverer. Do not delay, O my God. I first heard this psalm at Camp Calumet. It's another psalm that I learned from camp. If you heard me speak last time, I spoke of 139, which I first heard at camp. It was the summer of 1989. I was a CIT. One of my fellow CITs, Brian O'Malley, he played the U2 version of this psalm for our CIT group for devotions one night. And I've returned to it many times since then. It speaks to me today because we are in a season of waiting on the Lord. In Advent, we wait for God to show up and do something new. We wait for God to set the world right. We wait for justice to be truly done. We wait for the end of this pandemic that we face. We wait for the end of violence and hatred. We wait for God to put our feet on solid ground. For the first time I read this psalm back in the summer of 1989, it spoke to me because at that point I did feel like my life was stuck in a miry bog. I felt that my life was not exactly what I wanted it to be. And sure enough, God did set my feet upon a rock. God made my feet secure, and it has always been my faith that I've depended on in difficult times. Ever since that summer, I've depended on God for a firm foundation. I can't speak for any of you, but I do feel stuck in a miry bog these days. It comes when I want life to go back to the way it was before the pandemic, right? It comes when I realize that I haven't seen my family in months. It comes when I realize I haven't hugged the people I love. It comes on Sunday mornings when we can't be together in person to worship and sing. It comes when I realize that I haven't been as active in justice issues as I was before the pandemic. I guess most days I just feel stuck in this spot, and I keep waiting for something to change. That is a complicated word, isn't it? Change. Sometimes we really do want things to be different. But other times we wish the world would stand still and nothing would change. If you're a parent, you know this feeling well, wishing your kids would freeze at certain moments, right? You want the innocence and joy they have as little kids to last forever. I can remember my last night in seminary. We were moving to our new home and a new call, and I was excited, but I remember sitting in our kitchen that night. It was a place of many happy memories for us. Every Friday night in seminary, we would host a dinner party in that kitchen. And I remember wishing that that moment would stand still. I didn't want to lose that time. Change in that moment was exciting, but also scary. And that's why change is complicated. In this song, in this psalm, we hope for a new song. We hope for radical change. And I know that that sounds nice on the surface until we realize what it really means. And I wonder sometimes if we really mean it. Do we really want God to change us? Do we really want God to change the world? I know that we want God to make our lives better. We want God to stop the people we love from dying. We want God to stop the people we love from getting sick. But do we really want radical change in the world? It sometimes seems to me that we're too comfortable with the way things are. We sometimes seem to like our miry bogs. We want everything to stay the same. We want to go back to the way it was. We want time to stop. When we say this psalm, we're looking for God to do something new in us and in the world. We are looking for radical change. And like I said, that's complicated. But tonight, during this midweek service, during this Advent season, I want us to call on God for radical change. I want us to desire for God to set our feet upon a rock and make our footsteps secure. I want us to hope for a future that doesn't include immigrant children being locked up in cages. I want us to hope for a future where black children don't have to be afraid to drive in certain neighborhoods. I want us to cry out for a future where LGBTQ plus youth don't feel the best option in their life is to die by suicide. I want us to cry out for a future where children don't go to bed hungry. I want us to cry out for a future where Afghan children don't have bombs dropped on their villages. We are in a miry bog of violence and hatred. How long until we give up our warring appetites? How long until we give up our prejudices? How long until we actually do God's will and not our own? You know, this song, 40, appears on U2's album War. The whole album actually is a plea for justice in a world filled with violence. This song ends the album and is the band's final plea for a different world. Tonight, as we wait for Jesus to return, as we wait for Jesus to come down and save us, let our song be one of peace, love, hope, and joy. Let our song be one that hopes for and calls for radical change. Let our song be one of faith that God will come to our rescue. Let us tonight sing a new song of radical change and pray that it will not be long before it comes. Amen.